Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Meeting House. I'm your host, Dr. Dwight A. Moody, with a commentary that I call Our Tangled Lives. "Oh, what a tangled web we weave," wrote Sir Walter Scott, "when first we practice to deceive," end quote. Not just deception, but ignorance, indifference, and even affection can put any of us into a hot mess. And a hot mess is a good way to describe the many ways our lives can implode, publicly or privately. I sat in the federal courtroom many years ago and listened as U.S. Judge Joseph Hood sentenced my son to 93 months in federal prison. At the moment and many times since, I've reflected on the ways this episode and all that precipitated it had tangled up his life and mine. Beneath the surface of so many smiles are miles and miles of a tangled mess. Too often it escapes our efforts to name and tame, which is why the poetry of John Prine so touched my soul when I first heard the sounds. Like Donald and Lydia, the sad story of two lonely people dreaming of friendship and love, but doing so, quote, 10 miles away from any real human encounter. And there is no more plaintive line in modern American lyrics than that written by Mr. Prine about the soldier who came home from the conflict overseas. Quote, "There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes." And then this, "Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose." Prine's interjection of religion into understanding addiction and its aftermath is where I am and where I have been for many years, which explains why much of Ike Moody's art so overwhelms my soul. Like this piece of a forlorn inmate remembering perhaps the sounds of jazz that once marked his days. The art itself was created using a discarded cardboard box, all that was available at the time and place of inspiration. Across the top, Tootsie Roll wrappers were positioned to evoke a cityscape, and along the bottom edge, stamps torn from the letters of a prison pen pal. To strengthen the folds of this cardboard box, Ike picked up something within reach, a piece of white poster board. He taped it to the back. I don't think Ike noticed the black and white pen drawing on that poster board, none other than the now famous contour outline of Jesus on the cross. He had made this piece for the late Dr. Jack Birtwistle, then professor of religion at Georgetown College, with an office directly above mine. Ike was taking a correspondence course in the Gospels while serving time at the Big Sandy up near Inez, Kentucky. "Draw what you have read," Jack wrote Ike, and Ike did that, finishing with a flourish that spelled out the 5 names, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Ike. Neither the artist nor his subject were often aware, I surmise, of the presence and power of Jesus for those behind bars. Jesus knew, of course, for he himself did time, as we say now. Quote, "An old man sleeps with his conscience at night," John Prine wrote in his song, The Late John Garfield Blues. Quote, "Young kids sleep with their dreams, while the mentally ill sit perfectly still and live through life's in-betweens," end quote. This introduction of mental illness brings me to yet another strand of my tangled life. Did I ever think, when sleeping with my youthful dreams, I would welcome 73 years, living 343 miles from my wife, caring for a schizoaffective son, and preaching for a micro-congregation of 30 souls? Not in a hot minute. This is on my mind as I plan what I call the Tangled Tour of 23. I'm taking these two artists, the late great singer and my very alive son, on a road trip to reflect on life and its meaning, love and its measures, and hope in its moment in time. Either way, thank you, John. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, Jesus. And to all of you, join me on the Tangled Tour of 23. I'm Dwight Moody in the Meeting House. I hope you have a great day.